It's November the 2nd, 2012, and we're about to embark on the Hiawassee River Rail Adventure, a scenic train ride that takes passengers along the beautiful Hiawassee River and through the gorge as they travel alongside the river, and then we circle around the historic Hiawassee Loop. The loop corkscrews up the mountain, Ball Mountain, passing over a bridge 62 feet above the tracks on which the passengers have just traveled. Our train today is made up of Power Unit GMTX 2004. It's an EMD Class GP38 built in June of 1970. It entered service as PC 7854 for Penn Central. It went through service also with Conrail and BNSF before it was finally retired and sold. Eventually, it was purchased by General American Transportation Company and placed back into service in 2011. It's utilized by the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum to pull their excursion trains on an hours-run lease basis. Most of the passenger cars were built by the Pullman Company, with build dates from the early 1920s to the 1950s. The tracks over which we're traveling was originally part of the Louisville and Nashville Railroad's Atlanta Division, stretching between Etowah, Tennessee, and Marietta, Georgia. When the line was first finished in 1890, it consisted of multiple switchbacks in the tracks in order to gain elevation while crossing the high mountains. The switchbacks proved inefficient, and before long the railroad was looking for an alternative. They soon decided to loop the tracks around Bald Mountain, creating one of, at that time, only 3 points in the United States where railroad tracks loop over themselves to gain elevation in limited space. The loop in the tracks completed in 1890, coupled with a double S curve near Jasper, Georgia, gave the old line its nickname of the Hook and Eye Line. The S curves made the hook and the loop made the eye. It continued to operate even though it was abandoned for a more efficient right-of-way that passed to the west of the Hook and Eye. It continued to operate until 2002 when the CSX Transportation abandoned that portion of the tracks. The Tennessee Overhill Heritage Association, a nonprofit organization, purchased the tracks for preservation, and the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum became the sole operator of historic passenger trains on the old Hook and Eye line.
I didn't